Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tess. I'm so excited because we're doing something new today. I'm actually going to visit one of my former teachers who's now a good friend and mentor. Her name is Michele. She's the owner of Concepts Institute. She hosts a lot of incredible classes. Like, these are the classes I started taking about halfway through my regular aesthetics hours, and I feel like it really just gave me a little bit of a edge, or like a next level of education beyond what we learn in esthetician school. So I'm always highly recommending Michele and her classes, but she actually invited me into her studio today for a little body treatment. So we're gonna see what that's all about. I'm sure there's some interest in the body sculpting side of aesthetics that I'm not super familiar with, but I definitely want to learn more. From what I've heard from Michele, the treatment we're going to be doing combines a little bit of radio frequency, LED, and lymphatic drainage. So I'm really excited and can't wait to see her. Can't wait for you guys to meet her. So yeah, I'm gonna get in the car, probably make a little breakfast first, and then it's an hour drive to Michele. So come along. Don't forget to subscribe if you like what you see. I post a lot of aesthetics related videos, and yeah, let's go. I'm in a little bit of a rush to get out the door, so a smoothie it is. I like to do berries as my main ingredient. Frozen strawberries are my fave, but we're out of that. A little bit of baby spinach. I like to do coconut. It's one of my favorite milks for smoothies or coffees. I'm gonna do a little sea moss for some extra minerals, and then this is one of my favorite protein powder brands. It's like a berry flavor, so it goes nicely with the berries. Comment below if you're a breakfast person. I need to have something, not right away, but like 9 or 10. I'm definitely hungry. Yay, we are here in Sausalito, which is so beautiful. And yeah, I have a few minutes before my meeting starts. A couple pointers if you're ever meeting with mentors. Always be on time or a few minutes early, and always ask them if you can bring them a coffee or something. Michele always says no, but I feel like it's just nice to ask. I was talking about this in my latest podcast episode, which was just the concept of mentorship and how we might think of it as, I want to find somebody who can help me get where I need to go. But I think a better way to think of it is a two-way relationship. Obviously, they're the mentor, they're guiding you, but still just making the relationship feel human. Like, I've always thought of my relationships as friendships or just like meaningful relationships that happen to lead towards mentorship, but just keeping that human relationship and not being like an energy vampire, I feel like is so important. Giving just as much as you ask. So give, give, give. Ask is something Gary Vee talks about a lot, and I truly, truly believe in that so much. Okay, I'm gonna go inside because I want to follow my own rules and not be late. Okay guys, we're here at Concepts Institute with Michele, and she's going to show us the machine she's going to be using for body sculpting. Here she is.
Yes, so hi and welcome to our body sculpting session. Tessa, you're nice enough to let me use your body for this session, the thigh area and the stomach, even though of course you don't need it. It's always good to, get a little tune-up every once in a while.
Yeah.
So this particular machine that we're going to be using, the body sculpting machine, is not for all estheticians. You definitely want to make sure that your state board allows it, that it's within your scope of practice. Some estheticians can use it and others can't. But what we will be doing today for you, Tessa, is we will start with the ultrasound or ultrasound cavitation, which is this modality right here. And this modality, actually what it does when it's used is it helps to implode through ultrasound energy fat cells in certain areas, which are adipocytes. Not all of them at one time, but a small amount each time it's done, each session that is done. It will help to implode the fat molecules, and what will happen then is the fat molecules in that area, they die, right? The cells commit cell suicide and they die, and the body takes them away. The body will actually remove them through the lymphatic system, push it back into the circulatory system, urinary system, and eventually you pee them out. So drinking a lot of water after this is really important. Mm-hmm. Secondly, what we're going to do is I am going to use the vacuum suction modality. And the vacuum suction modality provides a little bit of suction, and I'm going to move it in the direction that your lymph flows. And that will help to take any fat cells that have, died off and move the lymph in the correct direction so that it can flow in the direction of the circulatory system, and eventually you pee it away. But this helps to speed up results. So we definitely want to add in the lymphatic modality. After that, we are going to come in with RF, the body radio frequency. And the body radio frequency will help to heat up the dermis. It does get really hot, so it's important that I move it pretty quickly so it doesn't burn the skin. But the radio frequency energy will penetrate the skin into the dermis and stimulate the little fibroblast cells in the dermis, which are the cells that produce more collagen, elastin, and glycosaminoglycans for thickening and toning of that area. So over time, as we do this over time, this is just the first treatment, the dermis actually becomes thicker and cellulite looks less apparent. It also is really great at increasing circulation and helping to tighten and firm up the skin in that area just a little bit. So we'll do radio frequency. And then lastly, what we are going to do is we are going to use the red LED pads. These are red LED pads, and they emit a nanometer of in the 600 nanometer range. And we'll place these all over and strap them down for about 30 minutes, all over the area that we will be treating. And what the LED pads do is they heat up the fat, they heat up the adipocyte, and they help to use the energy inside the fat. So fat cells are made up of fatty acids and glycerols, which is your true fat, and toxins, right? Water, CO2, and other things along those lines. So basically, when you're just doing a regular body wrap, you're getting rid of toxins and water. But when you use the red LED pads, you actually utilize the energy in there, so it shrinks down the fat cell. You're born with the amount of fat cells you have and always will, unless, of course, something like this is done about it. So the LED pads are not going to get rid of or create cell death, but they definitely will create enough energy inside the fat cell to help to burn up or utilize some of the fat, some of the fatty acids and glycerols. And then what's really important for you to do afterwards, Tessa, is to exercise for about 15 to 20 minutes.
Does it have to be like a hard workout, or like does walking count?
Walking counts as long as it's a brisk workout and you're getting your heart rate up.
Okay.
Like a slow, leisurely walk really won't do the trick.
Okay. Yeah, it should be a workout.
Yeah, it's a pretty good workout. A cardio, a semi, not an aggressive, but a light cardio workout. Because otherwise the fat that you have utilized inside the fat cell, when it's pulled into the circulatory system, it will just redeposit unless you burn it and use it.
Okay.
So yeah, you're going to have to do a little bit of a workout too.
Okay.
So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 modality machine when it comes to body sculpting. Again, a lot of estheticians and in certain states may not be able to use this. Mostly the LED portion of it, though, is allowed by most estheticians in most states. But definitely you want to check with your state board and see if this is within your scope of practice.
I know we're going to get questions asking, so check with state board. So I know you guys are probably going to ask, what machine is this? Where is it from? Michelle basically said it's private labeled, like you can buy it from certain companies and then put a spa name on it, or
Well, actually, yeah. So actually, different companies will sell this machine, but it is
Okay.
private label, so it's created for that purpose. You know,
Okay.
when machines are created or manufactured for a particular line, they usually will label the actual manufacturer will label it. But yeah, this is more of a private label machine, like we
Okay.
were talking before, and you can
Yeah.
probably even put it in the notes.
Yeah.
There are a couple of companies that do sell this, but I would have to find out specifically
Mhm.
which companies sell this particular machine.
Okay.
There are lots of other companies out there that are great that that we use and that other estheticians and nurses use, like Zimmets.
Mhm.
Zimmets makes a really good body sculpting machine as well. This does not come from Zimmets, though.
Okay. Okay, cool.
On, and I'm going to program this. Just want to see if I... Okay, there we go. Yes, that is definitely... I usually like to start a little bit lower so there's not, you know, so much energy going through this. I want you to tell me how you're feeling
Okay.
first, and you know if it's feeling okay for you.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to start with the ultrasonic cavitation, the modality, this head right here, and work kind of in the direction that lymph flows. But before I do that, I'm going to apply a little bit of ultrasound gel.
This is gonna be cool.
I know it's cold. I'm so sorry.
No, I know.
Ultrasound gel is never warm. If you warm it up, it's no longer gel. It becomes very watery.
How many people have you treated with this machine?
Probably several hundred with
Oh,
this
wow.
particular machine. Yeah.
Wow.
I use it a lot in training
Mm-hmm.
for estheticians and also for nurses.
Yeah, Michelle and I were just talking about how body sculpting is really booming, and I have a lot of friends who are getting into that side of the industry, and I've seen a lot of articles in Dermascope about body sculpting.
Yes, absolutely. It's so big today. There's so many different companies that make these great modalities too that are used. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to lift up the ultrasound head, and I'm going to move in the direction of your heart. So I'm going to start kind of down here at the bottom. I know your main focus, Tessa, is kind of in your upper thigh area, right? So, but we'll still start here, and then we'll focus there. You'll probably be able to hear this a little bit in your inner ear. Can you?
Yeah.
Okay. Does it bother you?
No.
Nice long strokes.
And it's painless. I don't feel anything.
It is totally painless. That's what I really like about it. It's easy, you know, to do for individuals because it's not uncomfortable.
No, not at all. It's almost like a little massage.
It really is. It's not hot. The focus is not to get hot, not like radio frequency. And we're going to do about 5 minutes on each leg, or whatever the manufacturer recommends. That's why it's important, whatever machine you're using, that you follow the manufacturer's directions really closely.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing?
Doing fine. Who do you think is the best candidate for this?
Good question. So the best candidate is somebody who is relatively close to their, you know, I don't want to say perfect body weight, but close to their body, their goal.
Okay. Generally, if you're more fit, it helps.
Yes, if you're more fit, it helps because of the circulation, because of the skin tone, you know, the tone of the muscle underneath. So it definitely helps. And also, too, you don't want to just do body sculpting and, you know, have the client leave and then, you know, come back in a week or so. you definitely want them to come back in a week or so to begin with. It's usually, when we're doing this treatment, it's once a week for about 6 to 12 weeks, and then once a month thereafter, just to kind of keep the results up. But they should be eating healthfully. Right? They should be exercising, because the results will just be so much better.
Yeah. And what's the difference between cellulite and fat tissue?
Yes, so right underneath the dermis, the dermal layer of skin, you have a thin layer of septae, and the septae is made up of collagen, elastin, and reticulin, which kind of holds the collagen and elastin together. And this septae holds the fat where the fat belongs, down there in the hypodermis. But as we get older, or maybe just, poor health, poor diet, genetics, the septae starts to become really rigid, and the septae starts to break down, and the fat starts to push up in between the septae into the dermal layer of skin, where we start to see the fat as cellulite. So as far as molecular structure, fat and cellulite is pretty much the same thing, but fat is in the subcutaneous where it belongs, and cellulite has moved up into the dermis, where you can see it as kind of that, lumpy effect that we all don't like.
So the location is the difference.
The location is the difference. I'm going to go to the other side, and then I'm going to come back. I'm going to apply a little more ultrasound gel, and then work this area right in here. But let's go to the other side for a minute here.
Michelle, we were talking about a while ago, we were talking about some of the lotions on the market that are targeted for cellulite. Do you have an opinion of those? Do you feel like they kind of aid this process?
Yes, definitely. So depending upon what you're using, a lot of products that are geared for anti-cellulite are products that have caffeine in them, or even cinamides in them to increase circulation. So that would be the benefit of most of these products, is to increase circulation and increase lymph drainage, which helps to get rid of some of the toxins that are within the fat cell themselves, shrinking down the fat cell, but not really getting rid of the fat. But of course, the look of cellulite improves with that. And also products that, at the same time, has some retinols, vitamin A derivatives to help improve the texture of the skin, the tonicity of the skin, the look and the feel of the skin. How are you feeling there?
Good.
You okay?
Feels totally good.
No discomfort?
No, not at all. Feels like a nice, cool, gentle massage.
And do you still hear this in your inner ear?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Sounds like a little dolphin.
Yeah, that is normal. It's at that sound level that your ear can just detect that, just ever so slightly.
How much do one of these machines cost, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, that's a good question. It can cost anywhere between several $1,000s plus. I know some of the physician-based machines, some of the medical grade machines are upwards of, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000.
Yeah.
Some of the machines that the estheticians use are anywhere between a couple thousand to maybe 5,000.
Okay, I feel like that's reasonable. I mean, there's some machines like hydrofacial that are like over 40 grand.
I know they can get pretty expensive.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you purchase from a reputable manufacturer. Often, a lot of the manufacturers will offer you tutorials and training and videos, which is also nice too. The class that I give on body sculpting is, say, a little bit more generic in that we cover all of these modalities. We cover diet, we cover nutrition, we cover exercise a little bit, but no matter what machine you're using, it is, is proven to be really helpful to the technicians.
And your class for body sculpting, is that online?
Yes, actually it is online right now.
Cool. I'll link it in the not show notes, it's not a podcast, in the description box.
Yeah. It's online. Right now, though, it is a rental. The class that we had not too long ago is recorded for that purpose. There is a really thorough, detailed demonstration video that goes along with it. The Zoom lecture part of it, which is a 4-day rental, the Zoom lecture part of it is about 6.5 hours. And, of course, it comes with the PDF, the PowerPoint. And if you have questions, you can email me questions. I'm happy to answer. And it's $99.
Oh, affordable.
Yeah, reasonable.
Who would you say, like, who's mainly in your classes? Is it estheticians, nurses?
Yes, so I have a lot of estheticians from different states and even out of the country that take the classes. And also nurses as well. Yeah, because most nurses under the physician can practice this. A lot of nurses like to learn it.
Yeah. And this part of the modality, which one is this again?
This is the ultrasonic head.
Ah. Okay.
Ultrasound cavitation.
Okay. And this step is doing what again?
Yeah, good question. Let me apply a little more ultrasound gel. What this does is the ultrasound energy is targeted for the fat cells, and it creates a little bit of a vibration in the fat cells, and it will cause a very light implosion in certain fat cells. And when that happens, the fat cell actually, here we go again, the fat cell actually dies. And when the fat cell dies, it exits the body. And the first thing that happens is it's taken away in the lymphatic system. And then it moves into the circulatory system, and then the urinary system, and then we pee it out. And that's why it's so important, to have your clients drink lots of water afterwards.
Aside from just the aesthetic benefit that might be somebody's goal, do you feel like there's also maybe like a health benefit to this? Do fat cells, when they're just hanging on in the body, are they doing any damage? Are they harmless?
That depends. If the fat cells are rather large, meaning there is a large molecule of fatty acids and glycerols, that can store toxins that we eat. Of course, too much fat is never good or healthy for the body. But in general, not really. If someone is close to their body weight and they're healthy and they're fit, not usually.
Is there a benefit of just kind of clearing out the lymph?
Absolutely. The benefit of clearing out the lymph is just numerous. It helps to detox. It gets rid of cells that have died in the body, and that happens all the time with a lot of our cells in the body. It helps to get rid of them, any debris, toxins. Of course, lymphatic drainage helps to get rid of swelling by moving the interstitial fluids. And as you know, I have a class on manual facial lymphatic drainage.
Which is amazing. It's one of my favorite classes.
Thanks. And lymphatic drainage helps to improve the look of the skin. Sometimes people will tell me it gives them a little bit of extra energy. And of course, after lymphatic drainage, lots and lots of water. You need to drink a lot of water. Getting up here where, Tessa, you tell me this is more of your problem area, so we're going to focus on this. It's just a small amount of cellulite. And you're very fit. Your muscles, you're just fit overall. Your skin looks great, so just small amount of cellulite is your target.
And this is like nothing for anyone to compare themselves to, or anything like that. I think we all can be our worst critics. I really only notice it like when I'm walking or wearing shorts, and it's not the end of the world by any means, but it is cool we have certain technologies available if that is somebody's concern.
Exactly. And this is not painful. I know other things, and I've had them done myself, like cryotherapy or cool sculpting.
I love cryotherapy. Yeah, and I know you've done cool sculpting and you liked it, right?
I did like it. It's different. It might be a little bit more uncomfortable just for a really short period of time. It's just another way to, knock off those adipocytes, to kill off some of the adipocytes using a different technology, using a freezing technology. And this is more, this is the ultrasound technology. So as far as what is happening physiologically to the fat cells in terms of how it creates cell death is different, but it's still creating the fat cell death. And it's not hurting any of the other cells. It's not bothering them or injuring them in any way. When we use the ultrasound, we'll focus a little more here, and then we will go to the lymphatic drainage, the vacuum suction. The vacuum suction also has a little bit of a radio frequency to it, which is good because it helps with increased circulation. Just go upward here like this.
She's doing an oil massage with jojoba oil.
Yeah, this has got a little bit of grapeseed and jojoba. And I think a little bit of coconut too, but just a drop or so. We don't want you to be too slippy, and we don't want to pick up too much of the oil with the modality. You just need enough slip. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to a different modality head now. If I can see here where I'm going.
It's like a microwave. Moving on to RF.
Yes, well actually RF with a light section.
Ah.
And it does lymphatic drainage.
Oh, I'm excited for this.
So we're going to move in the direction.
Ooh, it feels good.
Yeah, the direction of your heart.
Feels like a gentle vibration.
Yeah, it's not uncomfortable at all, right, Tessa?
Right. Looks like something to clean your car with.
Right. Yeah, you would be surprised at how well this works. That's why it's so important to take before and after pictures.
Yeah.
Because you can really see the difference over time. So if
Yeah.
you have your client coming to you, once, let's say, a week for 12 weeks, and then once a month thereafter, and you take those pictures once a week for 12 weeks, you can see the results as time goes by, and so can they. Even if they don't make any other changes at all with their diet and exercise, but they kind of stay the same that way, you'll see changes in the body and in the tone of the area that you're working on.
Very cool.
Kind of feels like a massage.
Yeah, it feels good. Not painful at all. Feels very gentle.
Are going to go in with the LED paddles. Right, they are programmed and calibrated to target the fat cells. And remember, we talked about it helps to heat up the fat cell and utilize the energy, the actual fat, utilize the actual fatty acids and glycerols, and that's why you have to work out afterwards to help get rid of that. We've got
strapped in
2 paddles here, right where the cellulite is, small amount of cellulite, the same for the right, and then in between. But do you feel okay kind of like pressing your thighs together? You don't feel like you're having to... It's not tiring for you? Okay. In towards the sternochyli, which is where we want the lymph to flow. Stomach area. Yeah, it's always nice to see, happy clients and being able to really make a difference. Whether it's the skin, body, and to just provide a lot of really good education, even for your clients, good education, so that they can take that with them and really know what to do during the interval between visits. Of course, they can always call or text if they have any questions in between.
Alright guys, you heard Michelle. It's cardio time. That's what we're doing so that I get the most benefit out of the treatment. She said it needs to be somewhat vigorous. I'm going to start with a little walking and then kind of ramp it up, and then I have some sliders that I actually love. For my training, I mostly do weight training. I do like to walk a lot. I've kind of eased up on the cardio since getting more into weights, but it does make you feel really, really good. And I think mixing in a good cardio sesh at least once a week, just for the endorphins alone and for your cardiovascular health. I just got a big order in from Glymed. I'm so excited about. These are really just for personal use. A few of them are gifts for my sister and for Dylan. But yeah, these are like my favorite. So I think I'm gonna do an unboxing haul. I've already dug into a few. Got the CBD Miracle Massage Cream, Lip Science. So yeah, that'll be my next video. But if you have any special requests for future videos, something you want to know, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to Michelle. Seriously, a big thank you to Michelle for helping me out with this video and for educating us. I'm going to leave her email below. She mentioned she likes to sign people up for class on a personal basis just to make sure it's the right fit, but I'll link her or just leave her email below. Okay guys, thank you for watching. I love you and I'll see you in the next video.